Hello, this is Dr. Omos, and I want to give you at least some kind of demonstration on how to do a frequency table. So suppose we got 20 students, and 20 students took a quiz, and the quiz, well, let's say it was out of 10, but it doesn't matter in this case. The quiz was out of 10, and these were the scores. At first, it doesn't make any sense. You can't really make much sense of this. So what you do is, step one, sort them in values. Sort the quiz scores in order from highest to lowest. Okay, so let me do that real quickly with the magic of this video. I did that. So I sorted them, and this is how it looks like. But it doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't make much sense. So I decided that I'm going to make a frequency table. So I'm going to, step two, create a frequency table out of these set of scores. I just ordered them, from highest to lowest. All right, so I try to hide these values using white. I think you can still see them, but still, I try my best. So in this case, I put the unique values on the left side, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, or these are the unique ones. And then I'm just going to count how many times they appeared. All right, for 7, only one time it appears. So let's see here. Oops. 7 only appears once. So, oops. There, I put it there as 1. Okay, for 6, how many times it appears? Twice. For 5, it appears, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, and then 4, how many times it appears? 3. How many times does 3 appear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 5. And then 2, how many times does it appear? It's just 3. And remember, there's a total of 20 students that took the exam, so it should amount to the total number of students that took the exam. The next thing I want to do is get the relative frequency. Relative means relative to the group. What's the proportion, essentially, that got those scores? So what you do is you take the frequency divided by the total number of students that took it, or the total number of people that took it, or whatever the total is. 3 out of 20. 3 out of 20, you get 0.15. And then 5 out of 20, 0.25. Where you're getting these values like 3 and the 5, it's coming from the frequency. 3 out of 20, 0.15. And then 6 out of 20, 0.3. Okay, the 2 is the frequencies. Frequency over the total is 2 out of 20. And then 1 out of 20. Okay, you get 0.05. Okay, so that's the relative frequency. You could also get the cumulative frequency from the frequency. You could also get this this column, and you start from the bottom, and then you start with 3 because that's what you have, 3. And when you start with 3, you have 3. It depends on what you have from the bottom. Okay, so you have 3. Then you add 3 plus the one right above, which is 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 17 plus 2. Well, I'm sorry. 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 plus 2 is 19. And then 20. You can't go any further. So 20 is the total. So that's cumulative. It's running total cumulative frequency. Let's say I want the relative, going back to relative frequency, well, let's say I want the relative frequency percentage. All I need to do is multiply these values times 100. Multiply these times 100. So what you do is, like for that relative frequency, 0.15 times 100, you get 15%. Same thing with 0.25 times 100, you get 25%. And so on, and so on, and so on. That's what you do. Okay. And then for cumulative frequency, what you do is you take the relative frequency, you just do the same thing what you did before for these. So you start off with 15% because that's the relative frequency percentage. And then you start just adding them up. 15% plus 25%, you get 40%. So it's just a little bit different from how you get cumulative frequency in general, because cumulative frequency percentage, it comes from the relative frequency percentage here. So in other words, you need the cumulative frequency percentage. You need the relative frequency to get to the cumulative frequency percentage. For cumulative frequency in general, you don't need to get relative frequency because you could just get it for frequency, as you can see. But for cumulative frequency percentage, you do need the relative frequency, or the relative frequency percentage, or just the regular relative frequency to get it. So you can get these values. So you started with 15% times 25%, you get 40. 40 plus 15%, you get 55%. 85 plus 10%, you get 95, and 95 plus 5, you get 100. Okay, now it's time to get the percentile rank. So percentile rank is going to be, you need to get the formula. So you got these. Did I miss 85%? Oh man, sorry for that. So 55 plus 30, you get 85%. Sorry, I think I missed it. Basically, like I said, to get cumulative frequency percentages, go from starting from the bottom, and then add the one right, relative frequency percentage, and then you get that value, and so on and so on. Okay, for percentile rank, here's the formula. It's the frequency of that value divided by 2 plus the cumulative frequency below divided by the total, which is n 20 in this case, and then times 100. So let's try this one. Let's try the bottom one here. So see what I did here. I got 3. 3 comes from here. 2 comes from the formula. 3 divided by 2 plus 0. There's nothing below, so it's 0. Divided by 20. 20 comes from here, the total, times 100, which is the formula, comes from here. A lot of it's the formula, and a lot of it's already given. Okay, once I do my calculations, I'm going to get 7.5. That's percentile rank. So the people who got this score on the quiz did better than 7.5% of the group. That's essentially what it's trying to say here, even though there's nobody else below. All right. Let's try whoever got the score of 3. Okay, so it's go with the frequency. So here's what we currently have. Let's see here. Okay, so 5 is the frequency. So you got 5 divided by 2. Because that 5 is the frequency. 2 comes from the formula. Plus 3. 3 is actually the cumulative frequency below. Cumulative frequency below, as you can see. All right. And divided by 20 times 100, then you get 27.5. So whoever got 3, their percentile rank is 27.5. That means they did better than 27.5% better than everybody else. That's their rank. Okay, so let's try this. Alright, so 3. Okay, let's try people who got the quiz score 4. The frequency is 3, so 3 divided by 2. Okay, and then plus 8. 8 is the cumulative frequency below, which is right there, divided by 20, which is total, times 100 is from the formula. And then you get 47.5. So it's the same process over and over. So every single one of these is the same process. That's how you get the percentile rank. Percentile rank, a little bit different than percentiles. Sometimes I mean, it's synonymous, almost synonymous to percentiles in general. But so that's how you get the percentile rank. And then let's see. So this covers pretty much how you get the, from quiz to frequency, relative frequency, cumulative frequency, relative frequency, cumulative frequency percentage, or relative frequency percentage, cumulative frequency percentage, and then percentile rank. All right, hopefully this was helpful.